Yesterday, I had a very heated discussion with a sister friend of mine. We were talking about us, our people, as usual. She is head of an organization, an activist organization. And I had just attended a lecture down in the village that was put together by Esther Ahmad, the journalist, the author, who works at WBAI. She's on the radio there. And we were discussing, the topic of the discussion was that I went to see, had to do with privilege, black male privilege it was. And people said, what is that? But you know, it was a provocative title, you see. And it drew a lot of people there. Place was packed. Standing room, people looking over shoulders, trying to get in and hear what was happening. The point I'm trying to get to is that there's lots of discussion about male, female, black, African American, African Caribbean relationship. So I'm on the phone with this friend of mine. She said that she had called such a gathering together to discuss male-female relationships among our people. And she said it scared her because it got so hot. The anger that was coming from our men towards our women, from our women towards our men, was such that she closed the meeting down. She said, I didn't know, I couldn't handle it. I thought I would be able, but I couldn't handle that. I praise her for doing it, but I know that that's a hot place. The discussion needs to be had. But we, as a people, having come through what we've come through, need time to heal. We need time to cry for each other. We need time to ask forgiveness from each other. We need time to say, I'm sorry to each other. We need time to learn how to love again in a fullness of that love that we've had. And so we have to have many sessions. Just us talking to each other, no other people, nobody else involved. But there's going to be some time. It's going to be hot. There's going to be some time because there's been a lot of things held in. Some of them not even true, blaming each other for this when it's not necessary. I hear people blaming other black people all the time for things they didn't even do, didn't even know about. But they get blamed because that is what happened to us during those 16, 19, up until after the Civil War. Then it continued with the lynchings and all of that, the oppression, the destructiveness of racism. We have not let it go. Dr. Joy Leary speaks about it, and I hear she's going to be at the burial ground, I think in June, and you really should go and listen to that sister tell that story of what happened to us. Well, you know you have arrived here at Ancestor House, and I welcome you. Family, come on inside. And we're going to talk about how to get rid of some of that passion, that anger, because it's killing us. When we should use our anger for our emotions for other things, we're just fighting and fussing. So come on inside. You're welcome. This is your home. I'll see you there.
We must learn and tell our story, heal the pain and raise the glory. Tell it. We must learn and tell our story, heal the pain and raise the glory. Tell it. Not to know the family story is bad. Not to want to know it is worse. But to pass on ignorance to someone is it's like passing on a curse. And it will curse your father, curse your mother, curse your sister, curse your brother. And every time you come close to one another, it will be there. between to separate and instigate. We must learn and tell our story. We must learn and tell our story for ourselves. No one else can learn and tell it for us. We must learn and tell our story for ourselves. Oh, don't hold back now.
No, we do not hold back here at Ancestor House. We tell the truth. Because therein lies the power, in the truth, in the telling, in the sharing, in the big brave. People say, you brave. No, when the ancestors and the Creator are talking to you and telling you what to do, you have to do it. It has nothing to do with bravery. You might be shaking in your drawers, but you do it anyhow because you've gotten the word to do it. And here at Ancestor House, we tell the story of the great African people. And we tell it with joy and love. First, we thank the Mighty One. We thank the One that made us all, that gave us our first dignity as the parents of humanity, of humankind. And we say, tra, umani aba, tra, umani aba, tra, umani aba, yao. Yes, what we've just said is let our ancestors, the wisdom of our ancestors, come and visit us now. Those people who told you good things a long time ago, those things who shared their food, those people who shared their food with you, those people who brought you clothing, those people who told you don't do this, guided you the right way. Those people who, maybe not even your parents, maybe someone you met, but that's family when they show love. And so we thank the great Creator for all of the gifts. At this time, we thank our ancestors. Those are the ones who gave us the way to go, who told us those things that I mentioned last week about every closed eye ain't sleep. You know what I'm saying? Cautionary tales, learning expressions. And so we thank our ancestors for their gifts, for their tenacity, Yao, for their love, Yao, for what they have passed on to us that we have to acknowledge, that have kept us going. Those things that brought us this far, we thank you, ancestors, we thank you, we thank you. And we could call your names, those at home, speak the name of your ancestors, those who gave you something, who made you stand up a little taller, who made you go to school when you didn't want to go to school, who made you get a job instead of hanging out, who made you stop doing some things that were detrimental to our community. Those people. Sometimes they did it with just a look. You know, I can't do it the way my mama and daddy and those people at my time used to do it. But they would make their eyes huge and just look at you and you say, okay, I won't do it. I stop right now. You'd stop in your tracks because you knew you were doing something wrong. So we thank our ancestors. Yao, thank you, ancestors. And we have to acknowledge that there are those who do not want us to be who we really are. They know the greatness of our people. They have hidden it, they have stolen it, they have twisted it, they have done everything, claimed it to be theirs. I was looking at television. Lewis Latimer was his name. He was an inventor. And on television the other day they were talking about America and this country and our history and the invention of steel and the invention of this and then the invention of the light bulb. And they said how Edison had worked and tried this and tried that and it didn't work. And then finally, he found the right filament, the one that didn't go out after a short time. And then he went on to make $1 million and millions and millions of dollars. But it was not Edison, it was Lewis Latimer who made that discovery. He worked there, and Edison knew of him and later on hired him. But it was Lewis Latimer who brought the filament in that did not go out. Why would they hide that? Why would they lie about that? On TV, can you imagine? And so we thank our ancestors, and we know that what we say today will only bring good to the world, and it will bring us closer together. Yao, 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 yao. Thank you, Creator. All right, talking about ancestors and